So, in Huffington Post and some other magazines, they've covered stories which say disturbed sleep could spur cancer growth. They also give some hints on how this might be happening. Immune system impact. Is that true? We'll talk about it in just a minute. But first, an introduction. My name is Ford Brewer, Dr. Brewer, PrevMed, heart attack, stroke, disability, cancer prevention. So, is this true? The answer is we think so. There's clearly scientific evidence behind it. I was first tipped off to this by a book I've been reading recently by Matthew Walker. It's called Why We Sleep. I've covered several topics of sleep and health impact. One of them that surprised me, I think the ones with cardiovascular disease and diabetes was a little bit of a surprise, but by far the biggest surprise was the link between cancer risk and sleep. Now, is it real? Again, scientific evidence, plenty of it indicating yes, it is. There's an interview when you look at some of the, again, lay public press on this, WebMD, for example. A couple of interviews with some docs that have studied this, David Spiegel, a psychiatrist, and Sandra Septon, talking about sleep problems and cancer. They brought up a very good point. Cortisol, you keep hearing that over and over and over again. But you also hear about another hormone as well, melatonin. Melatonin does, at least according to them, does appear to have some link with breast cancer. Cortisol, I think, is, again, the one you keep hearing of over and over again. Cortisol also does appear to be associated with type 2 diabetes and therefore heart attack and stroke. Now, here's a large systematic review, sleep duration and cancer risk, meta-analysis of prospective studies. And what they found was, again, sleep disturbances and increased risk for cancer. It was interesting. You saw things on both ends of the spectrum. You saw some increase in colon cancer with increased sleep and increase in risk for other cancers or the hormone-related cancers like breast cancer on the short end of sleep with people not getting enough sleep. So again, as you begin to think about sleep, its impact on our hormones, and then our hormones' impact on cancer cells and cortisol. Cortisol, a specific hormone, which impacts a lot of our health related to the immune system, it becomes clearer and more understandable. This is a study that was done by Michael Irwin. The interest in this study has to do with the amount. Partial sleep deprivation reduces natural killer cells and cellular immune response in humans. Now, most of the time you hear about this with sleep, you think about chronic sleep deficiency, right? 4 hours, one night. He took healthy young male volunteers. I think he had them sleep from like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then looked at their immune cells, their what are called killer cells, killer T cells, which are responsible for preventing cancers. I think it cut them by half. Huge decrease. So again, maybe there's more danger even in just one night than we thought. Maybe this is not just a chronic issue. Now, again, I'll be looking at some other things as well. This is a meta-analysis on cardiovascular health and sleep. Incidence of type 2 diabetes and sleep. So yes, sleep does seem to have an impact on us. Who would have thought sleep has an impact on cancer risk? If you are aware of information in this area, if you have comments, please feel free to share with us. Thank you very much.